Ready to start?
I think so.
Okay. Oh my gosh, we are live. Hello and welcome to Talk Shop. I am one of your hosts, Reka.
I'm your other host, Jordan.
And we have a very special guest today who is not only fun and talented, but is also kind of in the chef world himself. What the hell? Sam Reiff-Pasarew.
Hey, everybody.
Oh
hey,
my.
Reka, Jordan.
Hello. Okay, so Sam, a cat is crawling out of the bag as we speak. You are on Masterchef, correct?
Yes. I was on season 8 of Masterchef.
That's crazy. So I've never met anyone that was on Masterchef. How? What the hell? How? Why? Who? What? How was it? Tell us everything.
That's the question. What the hell?
Wait. First answer. What the hell?
It was a wild ride. Let's see. Well, I mean, it's Gordon Ramsay show. It's like the middle amount of angriness from him, because we're not professionals, but we're not the children. It's the home cook competition show.
Yeah.
And so I went through a year of auditions and private detective background checks and psych evaluations and stuff, and then they flew us out to LA. They flew out 80 people to LA, and for a week they kept us in the hotel, and they had us do stuff before they shot anything, and they cut it from 80 to 40. And then the top 40 made it onto the show, and we did head-to-head battles to make it to the top 20, and I won my head-to-head battle, and then I was eliminated in the 4th week after it was single elimination.
Okay.
For undercooking some lamb chops.
Okay.
Devastating.
It was devastating.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, just to kind of address some of the chatter in the chat, I am in fact sick. You can probably tell because I look like I am laying on my literal deathbed. It's not COVID, but I do have a 102-degree fever.
Whoa.
I know.
It's just a true sign of Jordan's dedication that they're still here and raring to go for Talk Chef. That's how much you
eating the fever, because you're supposed to starve a cold and feed a fever.
Feed a fever?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I'm so nauseous, but I guess I'll do it.
Jordan says in a Duke's Mayo hat.
I'll eat a bunch of mayonnaise, I guess. Put a bunch of hot dogs in mayonnaise and eat that.
Yum. Incredible. Well, Sam, we are going to be asking you a shit ton of questions about Masterchef, as are people in the chat. But a couple orders of business before we get started on Talk Chef today. Number one, you guys know this is a food charity-based live stream, and this season is no different. We are going to do a big food charity fundraiser at the end of this season, so just stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun. We're going to have raffles and prizes and auctions and games and who knows what else. It will just simply be crazy.
You don't even know what to do with yourself.
You won't know what to do with yourself. And then I'm going to do business number 2. Sam, just like every episode of Top Chef has a quick fire, so does every episode of Talk Chef. It is not cooking related. Sorry, because you probably would like that, but it is not cooking related. You sick, demented freak. Instead, it is all Sam preference-based questions. It will be the fastest quickfire in Top Chef history, 45 seconds to answer 10 questions. Now, I just met you mere minutes before this live stream began. But if I know you, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is bullshit. I'm walking. I'm half-assing this. I don't care. I know. But
I know you for a long time. And I know that I can confirm that that's what you're thinking right now.
Right.
Okay. I just had to read about you, Sam. And let me tell you, you're going to want to rethink that attitude because there's some prizes that are at stake here. Firstly, you could win a deed to the Terlato wine vineyard.
Ever heard of it?
No, but I'm excited.
Okay. But
shouldn't be.
You maybe shouldn't be, because we've heard that Trelawny Wine is bad. Trelawny Wine is the wine company that sponsored Top Chef season. I think it starts at season 6. Until I don't even know when. It is a wine nobody's really heard of. It's owned by like Danny Tortellini of the Tortellini Tortellinos. And it is just some random wine that seems to only exist for Top Chef, and people who've had it don't think it tastes good.
It's interesting because it is one of those, I can't remember what they call it, but that effect where like you think something's right, but you're actually just remembering it wrong.
The Mandela Effect.
Yes. Okay, because in my mind, Trelawny sponsors every single season, and I know
that's what I thought.
Wrong. I know that's wrong, but going back and watching,
I thought it was the Glad family of brands.
It's a lot of Glad. It's a lot of Glad, and then you get secret things. Again, we've had the debate whether like Casey Masterpiece had some sort of deal with season 1. There was a lot of talk about Casey Masterpiece in a way that felt unhealthy if they weren't sponsoring. It's just like you're giving them a lot of free press. So we would give you the deed to that vineyard that's located in, I think, hell. So that's one of your prizes. Your other prize would be your own personal suite of GE appliances that are broken, just like you see on the show. So we're
heard of it?
Yeah, ever heard of broken appliances?
Yes, I have heard of it.
We're talking about a fryer that doesn't get up to temp, an oven that doesn't get up to temp, a refrigerator that doesn't stay closed. All of that could be yours, Sam.
Wow. I'm chomping at the bit.
You're chomping at the bit?
Oh, I love that. I love that. I do need to know, how did you feel that the kitchenware worked on MasterChef? Did you find it to be often faulty like they do on Top Chef? Or did you find it smooth sailing?
I found that stuff to be pretty good. They used, everything was Breville, like was the brand of all the stuff that we were using, which was nice. The stuff was good. I was the person who like always opened the 3 wrong cabinets before I got to the right cabinet. All the stuff was good, but like my organization / disorganization was probably the Achilles heel on my season.
Yeah.
And like remembering where the blender was and that kind of stuff.
I mean, entering a new kitchen, even though it maybe sounds like a small thing to the outside observer, it is like, when I cook in somebody else's kitchen, I'm like, sometimes I just like, don't cook a thing I want to cook because I'm like, I cannot find this spice.
Absolutely.
So that's real.
Yeah.
But
you weren't allowed to bring any of your own stuff. Like I bet on Top Chef, like all those chefs are bringing their own knives, but they were like, you can
bring your own knives.
Yeah, famously. Wow.
They can't on Top Chef either?
They can. They can. The catchphrase is pack your knives and go when you get eliminated.
That's right. We were only allowed to bring with us 7 cookbooks. That was the only cooking related items of any sort. And then we were like fully sequestered, no internet, no phone, no nothing for the whole time we were on the show.
Okay, I have so many questions, but let's get this quickfire done so we can ship you your prizes. Ask a million questions. So I'm going to start your timer for 45 seconds after Jordan finishes asking question 1. Sam, are you ready for your 10 question quickfire?
I'm ready.
Okay.
In what city should they have Top Chef next?
Houston.
Do you like football?
Sort of.
Top Chef or Masterchef?
Top Chef.
How far would you make it on Top Chef?
I think I would make it like 10 episodes.
What's your favorite ingredient?
Butter.
Thoughts on Scott Conan?
Oh, he's a lot, but like compared to I think he's a lot now, but when I watch the old episodes, he seems like a nice guy compared to the people that used to be on the show.
Yes. Oh, it's hot or not?
Hot.
Is Gordon Ramsay secretly nice?
Yes.
Favorite Top Chef contestant?
Harold Dieterle.
Woo!
Close. So close.
But good answer.
Absolutely incredible. We love Harold Dieterle. He's done the show. He's a friend of the show. He's a great guy. Have you worked with him, Sam?
No, but didn't he have a Thai restaurant in New York? Am I thinking of the wrong person?
He had a restaurant in Brooklyn. I don't remember. My guess maybe it's rude, is that it was a new American.
Why?
maybe-
Rika? Why?
I don't. Well, then he's not the one I'm thinking, but I liked him. I liked his vibe.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that he had this Thai restaurant that
Yeah,
was
he might have.
like in Greenwich Village that I went to once and thought was kind of good.
He had Kin Shop.
Yes, that's the one.
Beautiful.
Oh, is that the one that had all the crazy pancakes and stuff like that?
Yes.
Wow, I
Yeah.
literally remember when you went there. Yeah, he had Kin Shop and Perilla.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, I went to both of those
Mediterranean.
restaurants.
Okay, so he didn't own a New
Both.
American. We knew we liked him. We knew.
Perilla is more New American.
Yeah, Perilla.
I had like a farro risotto there that was good.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
He was really sweet.
We love. Well, incredible. Okay. Let's dive in to this episode. So firstly, I do like that you said you prefer Top Chef to Masterchef, not to be rude. I like that. I just like it. Can I ask why before we dive in?
I felt like it's sort of like, it's more about the food a little bit and a little bit less about just like the archetype characters.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of like Bravo is more my vibe than Fox.
Yeah.
I'm definitely pissing off my corporate overlords, but they don't care about me anymore. But like, so it's just sort of like, it's sort of more my scene and more my vibe.
Yeah.
And like, and Padma is awesome. You know, I'm just like, it's a little more willing to like get into the like interesting stuff about food. Whereas MasterChef is more like about asking you to do something sort of like classic and really hard that they don't think you can do, and then just sort of like having some people be able to do it, and it's amazing. And it's about Gordon Ramsay doing those demos. Like, the one thing I'll say about Gordon is that like every time he demoed something, that was like first take all the way through. Like, if he had to like French the lamb chops, like he just did all of that stuff and was just sort of amazing and professional. I mean, that's the thing. The thing about Gordon is like, for the first half of every episode, he's really nice to you and is encouraging and gives you good advice. And then when you start to like flounder, he just starts screaming at you. But like, that's what you're getting yourself into, I think, when you go on that show.
Sure.
I love somebody who kind of outwardly states, I'm going to yell at you, and doesn't kind of work on it.
Yeah, that energy doesn't really jive with Reika and I, but it's very appealing.
But hey, different strokes. Beautiful. Let's get into this quick fire. We got a Quaker Oats, a secret Quaker Oats challenge. It's Quaker Oats the Spy, where we didn't know it was going to be Quaker Oats, and then surprise, big Quaker Oats challenge. So each of these chefs has a food group and that they have to pair with Quaker Oats. So, we got fruits and oats, vegetables and oats, grains and oats. Fabio famously said that there's no reason to eat vegetables because he got assigned a vegetable. And I think that's strange.
Especially
So
who's from Italy. I feel like that's such a big part of them hating on American food, is that we kind of like eat like garbage and they eat so fresh and beautiful, you know?
do they eat like pasta?
I guess it depends on what part of Italy you're in.
Yeah.
They eat lots of vegetables in Italy.
Yeah.
Italy is not like an only all meat all the time diet. I think that's more about Fabio than it is about Italy. Like, Fabio is like both Italian, but at the same time is like always like very kind of American in certain ways, or like is trying to like be American in a lot of ways.
Well,
like, I don't know.
It's like you can be a meat bro from any country, I guess.
That's
like that.
True.
And maybe that's important for us to remember in the diversity of life.
Yeah, it's so important to remember diversity.
Yeah, you could be a guy that's obsessed with meat from Italy, a guy who's obsessed with meat from Finland, a guy who's obsessed with meat from Denmark. Incredible. So here's the dishes that we got from this. And by the way, Sam, we like to do just like a quick thumbs up, thumbs down. If we thought the dish sounded good, the criteria is as loose as you would like it to be. Does it sound good? Does it sound like a Top Chef dish? Truly, whatever. So Fabio he gets oats and vegetables, Quaker oat crusted eggplant with corn and Parmesan salad.
I thought this sounded awesome, but it looked so bad.
Exactly.
It just
with the oats.
Here's the thing. I would still eat that because I'm sick in the head and I do like oats a lot. I would eat that, but I recognize everything everyone's saying and that it was like 90% oat and yeah.
I think you can make an excellent eggplant parm, like a light eggplant parm with oats, but that was not that.
Yes, absolutely.
I also think that even if it tastes good, it still is lazy.
Yes, and they look kind of like binoculars also. Yeah. And that's just a thought I had. Okay, Carla got oats and grains. So she made a pecan and Quaker oat encrusted soy ginger marinated tofu with oatmeal and a lentil salad.
This sounded good to me.
I would eat the shit out of that. Okay, Leah had oats and seafood, and she made an oat crusted bronzino and mussels with escarole and bacon.
I actually thought that sounded okay.
Yeah.
I didn't totally understand. Like, bacon didn't seem as out of place on that dish to me as Scott sort of like needled her for.
Yes.
I'm just not trying to eat an oat and a mussel. That doesn't line up for me.
Is it because now I've never had a mussel, but mussel is wet and the
mussel is wet, texture is soft, oatmeal is wet, texture is soft. And I just don't think of them as being, I don't want, like, oatmeal is kind of like a nutty flavor. I don't want nuts with a mussel. I don't know. That's just me.
I didn't like mussels sitting out. I don't like mussels being served out of the shell.
Absolutely.
That's like a weird thing to me on itself.
No,
like, three little mussels sitting on the plate. And like, I will tell you a thing about these food shows is that like the food sits under lights for a long time before they eat it. And like, that's like, there was like one secret rule, which was like, we're not saying that you're not allowed to make ice cream, but don't make ice cream because it will melt before they eat it. And like, the idea of eating one of those mussels that was sitting there for as long as it was sitting there is like, I don't know, that's a questionable decision.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that sounds really disgusting. Stefan, he got oats and dairy. He made a banana mousse with oatmeal and oatmeal almond petit four.
Wait, can you say it again? Sorry.
No, banana mousse with oatmeal and an oatmeal almond petit four.
That sounds good. I love a petit four. They're my favorite desserts growing up.
I will eat anything with a banana in it.
Yes.
Sam, what are your thoughts on this?
I thought that sounded great. I mean, I think that oats belong like obviously in dessert or fruit or dairy. Can I just say that I didn't do this on purpose, but I was actually eating an oats-based dish when this episode started. Like, I made myself kind of a breakfast for dinner that was not oatmeal, but had oatmeal in it.
Can you tell us what it was?
Okay, so I decided I wanted to make cream of wheat, but I wanted to make cream of wheat and kind of with some steel cut oats in it.
Okay.
So I took like milk, butter, and maple syrup, and I put like 3 tablespoons of steel cut Irish oats in it, like not enough for that much liquid, and let that cook for like half an hour till it was soft. And then I put in all of the cream of wheat and cooked that. So it was like cream of wheat texture, but with like little bits of like chewier oats throughout it. And then I melted a bunch of French butter on top of it and like flaky salt. And I was eating that when, and then it was an oats quickfire. It was quite prescient on my part.
If you were in this quickfire, your categories would have been oats and oats.
I could have made it dairy, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, dairy.
Milk.
Dairy.
I would have put some fruit in it, maybe. if I had
Yes.
fruit.
That sounds great. Speaking of fruit, Jamie got oats and fruit and made coconut and oat crusted shrimp with nectarine salsa and an avocado creme fraiche.
It sounded great, and I thought it was awesome not doing a dessert.
Yes. When oats and fruit would maybe make you make a little crumble, a little cookie, a cobbler.
She said all three of those things had fruit in them, and I was like, I guess if you're calling avocado a fruit.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess coconut is a fruit. I don't totally think of it. I think of it not that way.
Right.
It was like all three of these are fruit based, and I was like, oh, really? I guess. It sounded good. I would have eaten it.
Yes, same.
This is off topic, but I do just kind of have to update the fan base. I did go to the doctor. I had a physical, and I am absolutely devastated to report that my cholesterol is too high. And I will be going back on the no shrimp diet that I was put on as a child. If you've watched the show before, you know when I was a child, all I ate was shrimp. I had the cholesterol of an adult man, and they told me you can't eat any more shrimp. And unfortunately, I'm having to go on that diet again. So thoughts, prayers, gifts sent to my house, anything like that. I kind of wanted to touch base with everyone and be transparent about that.
Wow. Okay, that's absolutely chilling news, Jordan. I'm so sorry. We're all learning this for the first time here at Talk Chef. I'm very sorry that you have to go on this dreaded news. That really does suck. And ultimately, just a public service announcement that bodies are unfair, ultimately.
Absolutely. Okay, back to the quickfire. I just had to let you all know.
No, I appreciate it, and I think that fucking sucks. Okay, well, Hosea made oats and meat. So what he did was oat crusted Wiener Schnitzel with a warm potato salad and a lemon mustard sauce. Ultimately, this sounded good. Okay. And then Jeff made oats and poultry. He did an oat crusted chicken paillard, grits, and fried zucchini. I thought this sounded fine, but I agree that it's a lot of the same.
Yeah, but I still think it sounded good.
Was like zucchini fries something cool back then, or is it like something on an Applebee's menu like it is now? That's what I was thinking when I was watching this, where I was like, was it like actually a cool thing to make zucchini fries when the show was on?
I think so. I feel like zucchini fries and like tempura green beans really had like a moment in the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
What year was this at season?
2009 is my guess. Top Chef season 5. 2000 what? 2008 to 2009. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Yes, you can really these seasons of Top Chef are a little food time capsule, because we brought this up in season 1. One of the challenges, like, you are going to cook with a freak-tastic ingredient. Take the cloches off, and it's an octopus, and it's like, oh, okay,
normal thing.
Eat octopus all over the world.
Yeah, and by the time I was on my show, they were asking us to cook stuff like that, right? Like, we had a whole shellfish thing, and like it was octopus and sorts of stuff.
Wild. On the bottom of this quickfire, we get Leah, Fabio, and Jeff. On the top, we get Carla, Jamie, and Stefan. And Stefan is our little weenie winner. Boo, boo, boo. So now, kind of kismet in a way. This episode aired near a Super Bowl. We're in a month that's near a Super Bowl. It's kind of cool.
That's cool, Rika.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. So the football competition is happening, and so they decided to do a Top Chef Bowl, where they got the current season's 7 cooks to compete against 7 previous chef testants from Top Chef, and each, head to head would take on the regional cuisine of a football team. And they had 20 minutes to do their dishes. So the former chef testants were my boy, Psych Andrew from season 4. Okay, I hate to say this, Sam, but when the season before this aired, I had a crush on an absolute lunatic named Andrew because I think what we teach young women is very bad ultimately, and that we teach them that like men who are loud are funny. And I think that's wrong. I think we need to get teachers to educate better and make sure people don't think that.
What are your thoughts on Spike then?
I mean, okay. I wasn't well, Sam. I wasn't well, but I wasn't sick. Okay.
Fair.
Now I have to ask, Sam, Spike is a DC dude who has a bunch of restaurants in DC. You're from DC. What do you think about Spike?
I mean, what was so interesting was that, like, I kind of had I've never been to any of his restaurants, but my memory of him from the show was, like, I sort of liked that guy, and then, like, I, like, immediately didn't when I watched this one, which was, like, that was the way I felt about Spike. I remember rooting for Fabio when this was going on, and now I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, this guy's awful.
Yes. It's absolutely, yes. Christine, Andrew and Spike are the same person. Andrew and Spike, my friend put this way. Bridget Grzkala, a friend of the show, former guest, was talking about somebody and was like, oh, this guy is who you date when this guy and you don't work out. They're the same type of guy. And I'm like, Andrew and Spike are like not quite different enough to be that. They're like, those are the two friends that like you're dating one of them and the other one's always there, and they both bring out the worst in each other, and that's who they are.
Yes.
And that sucks. So we got Josie from season 2, Andrea from season 1, Spike from season 4, Camille from season 3, Nikki from season 4, and Miguel Casey Masterpiece from season 1.
Wow.
Miguel also famously who made a dish called an Asian pillow. Okay. And the regions that they end up all picking, Stefan and Andrea do the Dallas Cowboys, Jeff and Josie have Miami Dolphins, Fabio and Spike have the Green Bay Packers, Hosea and Miguel have the Seattle Seahawks, Leah and Nikki get the New York Giants, Jamie and Camila get the San Francisco 49ers, and Carla and Andrew do the New Orleans Saints. I think this is a cool challenge. I like the idea. I like the idea of like, that this is how they incorporated the Super Bowl. What do you guys think?
I think it's very fun.
I like that the cooking based on the cities, but I thought almost everything about the challenge made no sense to me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. You can even see they had to put up the title card that had that many rules on it because it's like it's 20 minutes. It's the food from like there's no stakes to the home team winning or losing. It like doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was like, who cares? Why do they care? And like the 7 points and the 3 points thing, like I know that those are the points in football. Like I understand football, but like I didn't understand the logic of that.
Well, because it would only matter if all of these people were on the same season and it was like the winning team, everyone is up for the win. The losing team, everyone's up for elimination.
Exactly.
That's the only way that makes sense.
On an even number week when they could do a team
4 versus 4 or something. Absolutely. So, we've got some Tamil in the chat. Too bad I cannot read it, but thank you so much, Vinod. So thank you so much, Christine, for this beautiful mnemonic on who I had a crush on from season 4 when I was 18 or something.
Are you telling me that I'm supposed to be with Spike?
Jordan, I've always thought that about you. You and Spike kind of seem to have like a natural chemistry that I feel would just be sort of electric. Don't you agree, Sam?
I mean, Jordan has a powerful energy. She might be able to keep Spike in check.
Exactly. And you know what? I do sort of feel like that would be your job. And
All
maybe
right, fine.
You're
I'm
gonna stay in
with my
Spike.
girlfriend and dating Spike. Are you happy?
Yes. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, so here are the dishes we get. For New York Giants, Nikki makes chicken livers with onions and goat cheese on challah with a wild arugula salad. That sounded good to me.
That sounds great to me. I don't understand what's New York about it. Is it challah because New York has a lot of Jews?
I
Like,
think
what is the New York part of that?
is liver and onions something. I mean, it's a dish. I don't know where it's from originally, but
Wasn't it Nikki's dish?
it was Nikki's. Yeah,
She's Italian and she's from New York.
I know.
Confusing.
And then Leah did a New York strip with cream corn, snap peas, and an arugula tomato salad. I think this sounds fine. I think this looks like hotel food, or looks like an engineering conference dinner. Okay, beautiful. So then we get Hosea for the Seattle Seahawks. He makes a crispy salmon roll with ginger blackberry sauce and a sesame apple salad. Now, I'm going to eat that. Jordan, please update us on your temperature, and everyone give their reasoning for their negative to lukewarm opinion on this.
This felt like a Cheesecake Factory appetizer to me. I mean, and they were all impressed that the salmon was cooked properly, but like, I don't think I want raw salmon in the mid. Like, even though I like a rare salmon in the middle, I don't know if I want that like in the middle of a spring roll.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree.
Everyone pop in the chat and guess what Jordan's temperature is. I'm going to guess 101.5.
The beat.
I'm going to go 100.3.
Okay.
I'm going to guess Q102.
That's
I picked it because it was the oldie station in Washington when I was
Yeah, I'm going to
growing
guess
up.
B101.1, Philadelphia's home for soft rock.
Yeah, it was actually Power 96, the sexy hip hop music station I used to listen to growing up in Miami.
Holy shit, Jordan, you're down.
No, I'm just kidding. It was not 96.5. I'm so sorry. I'll give it a few more minutes. I think that dish sounds bad because it's too much fruit. I don't need a blackberry and an apple. Too much fruit. Also, I am here to start a war on berries. Berries are not good. There are good fruit. Listen, I came to this show today sick to say this. I don't think berries are good. The texture is not good. They're good for like one day a year. Most of the time they're out of season and they're not that good. It's nothing compared to so many other types of fruit, but they're shoved in your face. They're like, oh, berries are fruit, and berries are bad.
Are you rejecting all berry-based jams and spreads?
No, I will take a jam of any kind. But if we're talking about just a straight up berry, no thank you.
Jordan, I have to disagree. I love berries. I love how sweet and tart and juicy they are. The texture is good. I think they go on so many desserts. They can be in so many salads. They can be eaten by they taste like candy.
Rick, what's your top berry?
My top berry, thank you. I love blackberries. Blackberries and raspberries. Sorry.
They're so grainy.
What about you, Sam?
I think I would go cherry. Does cherry count as a berry?
I think it's a stone fruit. Sorry, you sort of made an enemy out of Jordan and me. Jordan and I don't really like cherries for some reason. Wow, we're all, what's kind of cool? Okay, everyone calm down, stop yelling. We can all coexist, even though some of us have like fucked up and bad opinions. Like, it's kind of cool.
My temperature is 102.3.
Oh.
Okay.
Smoothest jazz.
Yeah. Oh, Jordan, I'm sorry. Ugh. That fucking sucks. Well,
it has to go on, but I'm like, if we're here.
Absolutely. Do a temp check at the end too. This will be.
I want to keep you guys updated.
A fundraiser that I hope goes down in value.
Yeah. Keep in mind when you're donating at the end of this season that I was here with a 102 plus degree fever, so you can show up with an $102 plus donation. That's
maybe true, guys. Jordan kind of got you there. Just keep that in mind for the end of the season, please. Okay, hopping on to Carla and Andrew with the New Orleans Saints. Oh, wait, sorry. I didn't finish what, Miguel made. He made a cedar plank salmon with noodles and shiitake mushrooms. This is Seattle Seahawks.
Good, I guess.
Here's what I have to say. I thought this looked really bad. I thought it looked like plain fucking noodles and like microwaved salmon. I don't know if I'm using my bias of Miguel, but I thought it looked bad. And that's what I have to say.
I don't know. I don't remember what it looked like, to be honest. I'm so sorry. I watched this a couple days ago. It sounds pretty good, but I don't want to eat his food.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I don't. Watching the things that he's cooked, historically, I don't really want to eat his food.
Yeah.
But that also could be totally wrong. I'm an idiot, so.
No. Okay, pop in the chat
if I'm an idiot.
Yeah, if Jordan's an idiot, if I'm an idiot, if you're an idiot, pop it in the chat. Okay, now we move on to New Orleans Saints. Andrew made a crayfish crudo in a spicy lime vinaigrette. I think it sounded good. His whole attitude is so off-putting. It's crazy. So I'm gonna give a thumbs down to his whole like personality.
I agree. I also have to turn around because I was like, crawfish, lime, like, okay, cool, I'm here. But I forgot it was a crawfish crudo. Huge thumbs down. I think that is, I don't know. I grew up in a place where crawfish is a big part of the culture, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to eat raw crawfish. That does not make sense.
I'm sorry. Is crawfish and crayfish different?
No, they're the
They're the
same.
same.
It's just the way it's where people say it depending on where they are.
A crayfish is basically a small lobster that lives in fresh water.
But I don't want to eat a raw crawfish. I just don't. And if someone were to make me eat a raw crawfish, it wouldn't be Andrew.
Jason pointed out that I liked a dish that he pitched that it's from the movie American Psycho. And I think it's important that everybody knows that I've never seen a movie. So if you are dropping movie references in the chat, they will not register with me.
Rika has not seen literally one movie ever.
Yeah.
Here, let's do a quick quiz. What? Like It's Hard? Rika, what movie is that from?
I literally thought you were just being rude to me.
Okay, ready? Get In, Loser. We're going shopping.
Oh, Mean Girls.
Good job. Okay. What about Stella?
Okay, Streetcar Named Desire, the book and the movie.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a play.
Damn it, it's a book. Okay, let me think of a quote. Sam, do you have one?
What?
A movie quote that Rika should know that she probably doesn't?
When somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Italians.
Wow. Rika, beautiful.
Should I change this year?
No, I think you're perfect.
Thank you.
You only watch reality TV? Is that the only media or arts you consume?
Sam, no, I don't know what I do. When anyone asks why I haven't seen movies, like, what was I doing instead? I'm like, I don't know, hitting myself in the head with a brick. I don't know.
Rika will literally be like, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to hang out? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm seeing a movie with our mutual friend. Do you want to come? And she'll be like, a movie? No, I'll just stay home and do nothing instead. And I'm like,
are you into like knitting? Do you do textile arts?
No.
Okay.
Sam, no. I like TV a lot. I just haven't seen really any movies. I'm trying to see more. I saw. Okay, some people in the chat didn't know what Streetcar Named Desire was. So okay, so maybe actually I'm brilliant. Yeah. Okay, cool. So then Carla made crayfish and andouille gumbo over stone ground grits. Now I gotta give that a big thumbs up. What does a 20-minute gumbo taste like?
You can do it for sure.
Okay.
It definitely can be done. It's obviously not the same as a 3-hour gumbo my dad makes, but it could still be good. Also keep in mind that when like my family makes a gumbo, they're making a pot designed for like a week of food for 5 people plus gumbo for the freezer. And this is like she has to cook for 2 people. So even
But
just
wait a minute. Can I say something too that's confusing about this cooking in 20 minutes thing? They cook for like 2 people, but then also some audience members eat it. Are they all just taking one bite out of the same goddamn bowl?
Honestly, probably. But I'm like, it's still just such a small amount that I think you can do it. And it's not as flavorful, but I still think
they cook for a lot more than 2 people. There were 4 judges, right?
Well, the 4 judges, they share. They're doing some little spit swappies. I don't know about those 5 fans in the audience.
Yeah.
The other thing that, at least on our show, like when you had a very short challenge, when you started, you already had boiling water. Like that was like one of the like little shortcuts they gave you, and your fryer was already at heat. So like, I don't know if they had any other little things like that were like at starts.
Yeah, maybe. Because 20 minutes is not very much time. That's quick fire length. Beep boop pop. Okay.
Why was it 20 minutes?
Anyway. Why was it?
Yeah. It wasn't a quick fire. Why did they give them such a short time?
Literally, who's to say? Sometimes it'll be like you have 4 hours to cook a piece of celery. Who is to say simply?
Well, I guess if it's head to head and there's 7 of them, that's a long time.
That is a long time. You're right.
If you think about all of the tasting and everything, it's like hours.
Yes. Oof, you must be so fucking bored back if you're like the last one of the head-to-heads, just like sitting back there. Okay. Then we had Stefan and Andrea doing the Dallas Cowboys. So Andrea, if you guys remember in season 1, she gets eliminated in like the 2nd episode. She was like my vegetarian queen / enemy because she, a lot of the stuff she cooked in season 1 is the type of stuff that people think vegetarians eat. That's like unseasoned lentils in a cold bowl of green. Yeah. And that is bad. And that would make anyone not want to be vegetarian. So he had that view of her, but he's also got his own brand of disgusting where he says things like, I appreciate her being a nice girl. And I'm like, Stefan, you would do so well just to almost never speak on this show.
Right. Yeah, truly.
Really just stop speaking. So Andrea for Dallas Cowboys made Tex-Mex chili with fried corn chips and a guacamole coleslaw. I'll admit some of those things don't make sense to me, but I would eat this.
Sounds good. Sounds appropriate for a tailgate thing.
Yes. And then Stefan made roasted pork with coleslaw and a New York steak with corn salad. That's a lot of meat. It sounds fine. I'm very glad he lost that head-to-head.
It was because the salad was all wilted and gross, right?
Yes. And I think I forgot to mention, Hosea won his head-to-head. Carla won her head-to-head. Andrea won this head-to-head. And Stefan and a few, sulky season 5ers were very shocked. And I love when somebody who seems perfectly nice, people just like, they have their ass handed to them by them. I love that. I love that.
Stefan.
Yes, I love Stefan getting his ass handed to him, especially after being like, I appreciate her being a nice girl. Fucking eat shit, Stefan.
Yeah.
Hi, Sean. Welcome to the chat. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you got COVID. Okay, well, we hope you're doing better. Deet. Okay, we have Jamie and Camille with the San Francisco 49ers. Camille made a miso sweet potato mash with mustard, crab meat, and salad. Now, Sam, I've never really eaten any type of fish or any crustacean, so I don't know what Jamie means when she's like really railing on this dish. This sounds fine to me.
Are you veg?
I am veg. I know.
You don't have to apologize for it.
Sam, it means your approval means everything. I'm sorry, I'm veg. Fuck. And then Jamie made crab cioppino with olives, basil, and toasted sourdough.
I mean, cioppino is one of my favorite dishes. Yeah. So, like, I'm kind of in the tank for cioppino.
I thought it sounded great. I will say, I think it's funny to sort of boast about adding the sourdough because she didn't make it. It was just in the basket. right? I don't know. But Jamie wins that head to head. Then Jeff and Josie with the Miami Dolphins. Josie makes warm rock shrimp ceviche, sorry, Jordan, with papaya. I've never had ceviche. And so this conversation about the warm ceviche doesn't mean a ton to me, but I do like savory stuff with like a really tropical fruit. So
actually, I go back to thumbs down. Warm ceviche does sound bad to me.
okay.
I guess it also depends. I just like shrimp, as we know.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just kind of like, how cooked is the ceviche? Because sometimes you get ceviche and it's just like barely cooked, and sometimes you get ceviche and it's fully cooked.
Yeah.
So to me, it would depend on where it was. If it was fully cooked, maybe I could do it warm. If it's not fully cooked, I'm not doing it warm.
Yeah. What about you, Sam?
I don't know, like ceviche in a cooking competition just feels like a danger. Like I wouldn't ever do it. I think ceviche should be like pretty much ice cold, and I think it shouldn't be super duper cooked, but in order for it to not be super duper cooked, it should be like extremely fresh fish. So that it's like so fresh that you would have no issue eating it raw.
Yeah.
Like in this, like, I thought both of these dishes had like red flags all over it, both sides of this one. Because he also made a fake ceviche. He cooked it and then called it ceviche.
So,
and then he called her out for making the warm ceviche. Neither of those things were ceviche, as far as I was concerned.
So this is another example. I love someone's ass getting handed to them in this way, because I'm not a ceviche expert and I've never claimed to be, but Jeff is talking this big ceviche game like he's a ceviche PhD, and he's like, I made rock shrimp ceviche, which so far is the same as Josie, with sangria sorbet, which I'm like, okay, and jicama ribbons and cilantro. I'm like, okay, these dishes are pretty similar. Just kind of, if I was reading this off of a menu.
I was so out on Jeff just from his quick fire when he made like fucking fried chicken and zucchini fries and was like, I'm too creative for these people. And I was like, this looks like children's menu food to me. I don't know.
I get that. Yeah, like a children's ceviche. Yeah, beautiful. Josie's the winner and Jeff gets his little ass handed to him, and we love that. Fabio and Spike get the Green Bay Packers, and Spike makes a 5-spice seared venison with port reduction and a micro herb salad with rehydrated dried cherries. I don't know. It's not good to me.
Too much.
You don't like cherries, right?
I don't like cherries. Here's my thing. I'm not going to spit a cherry out. I think maraschino cherries are one of the only foods that I will just not eat. I think they're disgusting, but like a regular cherry, it's like, I don't want it. I don't really like it that much, but I'm not going to fucking lose my shit. I'm not going to fucking, I don't know, throw a chair against a wall. Fabio made venison with mustard sauce and a mache salad with cheddar. I thought this looked really bad. I thought it looked worse than like a salad they slapped together at like a fucking like Ramada Inn or whatever. Like it looked disgusting to me.
Yeah, like those long sort of ribbon grates of cheddar cheese.
Yes, like no sweaty cheddar too. Like the kind with little like dewdrops on it. It looked like shit to me. And Spike wins. And so at judges table on top automatically from winning their head-to-heads are Jamie, Carla, Leah, and Jose. And Carla, our girl, gets the win, which we love. On the bottom was Fabio, Josh, and Stefan. Fabio gets into it a little bit with your boy, and kind of doesn't want to take the critique. And then Jeff ends up getting sent home. And his whole like thing, he's like, I guess sometimes when you do too much, it is bad. And it's like, hasn't everyone told you that every episode since you've been on this show?
Absolutely.
And I think the answer is yes. Yeah,
except I don't think he did more than other people. I just think he made bad food. Like
right.
Half the things we talked about had a lot of components.
That's why I thought it was
more than I would think. I don't think that was the narrative that they were pushing, but like I thought his food was sort of basic and bland looking.
Okay, that means the world, because he said that thing when talking about Josie's dish, she's like, I had about 16 more components than her. I'm like,
Who cares?
what? When has that ever meant that your dish is better? Absolutely crazy. So we agree we liked this challenge. We thought it was fun. Any other thoughts about the episode?
I'm doing another temperature check.
Oh, another temperature check. Drop which radio station in the chat you think matches Jordan's temperature.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
hadn't
hoping-
been watching these episodes up until then, but on the last week there was like a hookup.
Oh
There
yeah.
was some drama and a hookup.
Yeah. There was. It was the first and only kiss in all of Top Chef history.
Whoa.
I know. And we had to watch it. Ew. We don't want to watch it. It was bad. Okay. Beautiful. Well, Sam, thank you so much for joining us. Just real quick, is there any team you would have gravitated to choosing in this challenge, and what would you have made? Because you're a chef, so that's like a particular expertise we would love to hear.
Well, I mean, I think I would do New York, honestly, because I live in New York, and so it's the food I'm the most comfortable with, and I think that like you can do lots of great stuff. You can do lots of stuff with shellfish and like clams and oysters. A New York strip steak is good, but New York is also like filled with some of the best produce and farmers market and local stuff that you can hands on, and so like, and they're in New York, so frankly like everything that they can see that's fresh is New York food.
Yeah.
So you just have the most options and things you can do.
Hell yeah, I love that. Well, whoa, okay, this is kind of fucked up. Even though I'm not in the usual spot I'm in, a Bravo producer just kind of came into the room, Sam, and they're telling me, really? All right, well, Sam, I just got word that you are Top Chef. Yeah.
If you can believe it, Sam, a lot of people don't know this, but there are two ways to become Top Chef. Either you compete on the reality TV competition show Top Chef and you win, or you come on a reality TV podcast video for charity as a guest.
Wow.
Either way, an Indian woman's going to tell you you're Top Chef, and that's kind of cool.
It's really a dream come true.
Okay, Sean, you're kind of instigating me on if I like the Pee Wee Herman challenges at the Alamo, and I don't. We all know that. Season 9, we don't like that. And yes, Sam, sorry, just had to really come at Sean for that, for giving Jordan the illness that she has, and also for this Pee Wee Herman thing.
Everybody watch The Grand Crew from today, the TV show that Reika writes on. It's so funny. Go watch Grand Crew right now if you haven't already watched it.
Thank you so much. There is a Top Chef homage on there that was a pitch, I believe, from David Phillips, but I got to write the little dishes that they made. And then I didn't even know in the edit, they put the Top Chef theme song in the background. Oh, fuck.
We love it.
Well, Sam, if people want to find more of you, where can they go? And where can they watch Masterchef?
I think all the old seasons of MasterChef are on Hulu, so you can catch me on season 8. You can see me make some soupy scrambled eggs that I should have got eliminated for, but they kept me because they like me, and other stuff. They can follow me on Instagram at Sam Eats Everything. That's where I put all of my cooking projects and food adventures. And they can also check out Story Pirates, because that's what I spend most of my time doing, and it's the best. We take stories written by kids and we turn them into amazing different things. Check us out.
Truly check out Story Pirates. They're an incredible organization that Jordan and Sam were part of. So please check it out. And hey, if you got a Story Pirates here, you can maybe audition and join yourself too. What the hell? Kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week. We really appreciate it in this new year. We love all you guys. We're so grateful for you. And we hope 2022 is even just a little bit better than 2021. We're not asking for perfection here.
Even Top Chefier at least.
And actually, Sam, you were correct. The next season of Top Chef is Houston. So you're going to get your wish.
That's excellent. I couldn't remember if there had just been a Houston one or if I had heard that there might.
What you might be confusing it with is season 9, where they went to 4 different cities in Texas, and sort of for some reason they've decided in season 19 to go back to Texas.
I mean, I think Houston is one of the great food cities in this country.
It is cool. It is just like, oh, you're good, huh? Okay, you could go to Philadelphia, but I guess
jealous. Your jealousy showing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, you could fucking go to Philadelphia, but okay. Well, thank you again, Sam. Thank you guys in the chat. We love you guys. And stay tuned for our episode next week. We may or may not have a exciting guest then too.
Bye.